Continue with chapter number 11 from your history book of grade 6, and the name of the chapter is the Gupta Empire. And today we're going to start from the features of the golden age. So let's begin. Fa Hien visited India during the reign or rule of Chandragupta Vikramaditya and stayed in his country for several means many years. His accounts and are a valuable source of information about this golden period and of ancient Indian history. Administration. First of all, we're going to know about those. There are few features are there. So administrative feature. The Gupta kings were able administrators. The empire was divided into provinces that were further divided into districts. Each district was divided into groups of villages. There were officials at every level of administration. The princes were often appointed as governors of provinces, as they were assisted by a group of officers called Kumaramatyas. The districts or Vishyas were looked after by Vishyapatis. Each district also had a council which helped in the administration. The village was independently looked after by the village headman. The Guptas decentralized the administration by giving officials the freedom to administer the territories under their control. According to Fahian's account, the people were honest, sincere, rich, prosperous, and happy during the Gupta rule. They could move freely throughout the empire without fear of being attacked. People did not have to lock their houses when they went out. Crime was rare. There was no capital punishment. Criminals were usually fined. For very serious crimes like treason and rebellion, and the right hand was cut off. Taxes were light, that means the amounts were very less. So there was no spy system. Economic condition. Great progress was made in agriculture, industry, trade, and commerce during the Gupta period. Agriculture was given top priority, means importance. The textile industry and other crafts were highly developed. Both internal and external trade was brisk and profitable. India had trade links with Western Asia, Southeast Asia, Africa, and several Mediterranean countries. Spices, pearls, ivory, perfumes, textiles, and precious stones were exported in exchange of gold. This made the country rich and prosperous. What kind of religious life they were having? The Gupta kings were followers of Hinduism. They worshipped Lord Vishnu and were therefore called Vaishnavas. They performed religious sacrifices like the Ashwamedha Yagna. Temples were built during their reign, and idol worship was popular. The striking feature of the religious life of the people was the growing popularity of the Bhakti movement, which believed in selfless devotion to God. As the religious practice was inexpensive and simple, it gained mass popularity. The Guptas encouraged the revival of Hinduism and followed a policy of religious tolerance. The Buddhist University of Nalanda was patronized by the Gupta rulers. Many people were also followers of Jainism during this period. Thus, the spirit of religious tolerance was an important feature of the Gupta Empire, or you can say Gupta period. Scientific progress. Rapid progress was made in the fields of mathematics, medicine, astronomy, and metallurgy during the Gupta period. Aryabhatta and Varma Mihira were great mathematicians and astronomers. Aryabhatta found solutions to many problems in arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. He discovered that the earth moves around the sun. He also found out the causes of the lunar and the solar eclipses. India's first space satellite has been named after or named in the honor of this great scientist. Mihira explained planetary movement and an astronomical phenomena and gave, or you can say deducted, many important mathematical theories. Bhagavata wrote a book on the Ayurvedic system of medicine. The system of numbers was first used and developed by the Indians and later adapted and improved by the Arabs. The concept of zero and the decimal system are India's great contribution to mathematics. The iron pillar at Mehrauli in Delhi is the best proof of the high advanced science and metallurgy during the Gupta period. The pillar, built in the 4th century CE, has not rusted in the last 15 centuries. The 25-meter height copper statue of Buddha and the numerous gold coins testified to the remarkable skill of the metal casting. Cultural life, literature. With the revival of Hinduism, Sanskrit regained its importance. The Gupta rulers made Sanskrit the court language. They patronized Sanskrit playwriting, poets, philosophers, and grammarians. The most outstanding writer of this period was Kalidasa, whose works include the famous play Abhijanana Sakuntalam and the epic poem Meghdut. The Panchatantra was compiled of Puranas as were rewritten and the Mahabharata was revised and rewritten during this period. Sutkaras, or you can say Sutkaras Mrichakatika was also written during this time. Art and architecture. Painting reached the high level of artistic excellence during the Gupta period. The fresco paintings on the wall of the Ajanta cave are proof of their brilliance, or you can say artistic brilliance. And the colors used in this painting still remain their original freshness. As the art of scripting reached the height degree of perfection during this period. A large number of statues of Buddha have been unearthed at Sarnath. The statue of the sitting Buddha was considered to be the finest specimen of Gupta scripture. A beautiful, lifelike statue of Hindu gods and goddesses have also been found. Very few buildings of the Gupta period have survived. The few surviving specimens, however, show that architectural skills were highly developed. The Gupta rulers made rock-cut chariots and built temples on stone and brick. The Vishnu temple in Devghar and the Buddhist chariots in the Ajanta cave are fine specimens of Gupta architecture. Education. The Guptas encouraged education and learning. Liberal grants were given to educational institutions, and their greatness, or you can say greatest contribution, was the establishment of the University of Nalanda, which became very famous during Harsha's rule in the 7th century CE. The Nalanda University was a a center of Buddhist learning. Medicine, astronomy, grammar, philosophy, and Vedic literature were some of the other subjects taught at the university. India reached the height of its power and glory under the rule of Guptas. Politically, the country was united under a strong and stable government. Economically, the country was rich and prosperous, and culturally, it achieved extraordinary heights of artistic brilliance. And so it was indeed the golden age of ancient Indian history. Thank you.